So I actually started my first business when I was 9 years old. So I owned vending machines, the kind where you put a quarter in, you get a handful of candy out, and all the profits went to my college fund. So by the time I was graduating high school, I owned 15 of these vending machines. And it was a great way to teach me entrepreneurship, right? I didn't invent anything. It's not like I went on Shark Tank. It wasn't anything novel, but I learned how to pitch myself. I learned how to accept rejection. I learned what profit and loss was. I learned that I couldn't expand my business until I had the money to do so. I was the friend all of my female friends were coming to for advice and guidance. What's an IRA? How do you start saving money? And as I was writing my blog and as I was growing my business, I realized that a financial education is our best form of protest as women. It is our best way to build agency and to have agency in order to, fight wealth inequality and general inequality. And that's for any marginalized group, whether you're a woman, a person of color, a member of the LGBTQ community, a differently abled person. Having a financial education is your best form of agency and of protest against an unjust system. And so my rebrand of my business was Her First 100K, and that was centered around my journey to save $100,000 to age 25. We romanticize entrepreneurship a lot, especially online, right? We're like, just quit your job. And for me, I had people asking me every day for probably 3 years, like, when are you going to quit your job? And I was so worried about my own security. I was worried about healthcare, and I was worried about just having a stable income. I was making as much money in my business as I was in my 9 to 5, and often even more money. But I was so focused on, staying as long as I could that I almost kind of ignored it. I was like, I do want to take my business full time, but I was so nervous. And the universe kind of made the decision for me. It was very much like I had this momentum. I had my 100K in the bank, which I didn't plan on touching, but I knew that 100K was the huge ticket out, right? It was stability. It was an emergency fund that was big enough to sustain me if I needed it. So a lot of people have this very grand idea that like quitting your job is walking out and kind of like, throwing all the papers on the floor and being like, I'm done. And mine was not that. It was very much, I'm a very confident person, but that was a very scary thing. My first year of full-time entrepreneurship was 2020. That was my first year of, growing my business. And I thought to myself, okay, if I can just make $100,000 in revenue, maybe I can do that. That will be my goal. And I didn't know how I was going to do it. That seemed like so much money. And I thought, okay, that's a great stretch goal. Maybe I can get it done. We did over $500,000 in 2020. So that was the crazy thing is, I set this goal that I thought was so ambitious, and then we just kind of blew up in 2020. I have a team now of 4. We're actually hiring another person as I'm speaking here. We have so many plans to grow and to evolve our business. And we started this time last year with 30,000 followers across all social media platforms. Now we have over 1 million. So this movement it's honestly my life's work. I've realized that, of course, building a business, growing my own wealth is something that is important to me, but I see every single day the impact that our work at Her First 100K has on people and on women. I used to say we get messages every day. Now we get messages every hour of, women who are saying, I was able to leave an abusive situation because I have my own money now. Or, I became debt free and I finally feel able to progress in my life, or I negotiated $20,000 more at my company. Like, we hear these stories now all of the time, and it is my favorite thing in the world. And it's the reason I do what I do. So our business will continue to grow. I have so many amazing goals for it. And I'm so proud of, our revenue and of our team's growth and of all of that. But really at the end of the day, it's so cool that I get to make money doing something that I absolutely love and that changes women's lives. We did 6 figures in March. And that also, when you hear 6 figures, a lot of people are just talking about revenue. And I am just talking about revenue in that, but we're still making 6 figures of profit, which is really exciting that we get to reinvest back into the business and that we get to take and hire more women. That's been the coolest part, is just realizing over the past couple months, oh, I get to provide jobs for women. And I have people who are from all over the world now who are applying to work with us, and I get to provide jobs for them, and I get to accelerate their financial lives. And so, yeah, we did 6 figures in March, which is pretty wild.
Invest in you. Ready, set, grow. CNBC and Acorns.